Welcome back to the channel, guys. Glad to have you as always, and welcome back to another Bad Boy video. As you guys know, we are in the first week of June. It's June 1st today, actually, the anniversary of when I like to service my Bad Boy mower, which behind me here is the project. You guys have seen this on the channel. This is the 21 ZT Elite, and I'll do a quick walk around with you after this intro, but just a quick and dirty video. I know there's not a lot of references, and I know you guys got the owner's manual, but I wanted to throw together a comprehensive maintenance and annual maintenance video. This thing's at about 30-something hours, and it's due for its annual air filter. We're going to do the fuel filter, oil filter, and do all the grease points and everything like that. So, and just a quick side note for you guys that may be finding this video, I've linked it to the Badboy Mowers owners fan group, whatever it's called, on Facebook. To you guys, man, I'm telling you, I've never seen a bunch of grown men cry over spilt milk or somebody posting stuff like I experienced earlier this week. So I shined this mower up with some degreaser and some tire foam, not tire shine. And you guys lost your ever-loving minds batshit crazy. And I thought that was hilarious. You guys were like, dude, this guy's cleaning a mower when it should be dirty and used and all this. And I totally agree with you. I don't spit shine my mower every day of the week or every other time I cut it. I never rinse it off. I don't like to use water on it. It was literally just a foaming tire cleaner, not a shine. So there's no residue, guys. So don't worry. Like, don't let this, worry you or freak you out like you did on the Facebook group. So if you haven't checked that out, go see the post. It's freaking funny. Grown men losing their ever-loving minds. But we're going to dive in here, and the first thing you want to do is have a comprehensive list of parts and items that you are going to want to use on the mower. So let's show you that real quick. All right, guys, so I promised you a walk around. Obviously, this is the 21 model ZT Elite from Badboy Mowers. And I've had zero complaints with this so far. I love how strong it is. Plenty of pull. Of course, this is a residential application. It gets used maybe twice a week during peak cutting season because I mow my next door neighbor's yard as well. So 2 yards front and back, both bigger side yards, that kind of weekly hour usage on this thing. But as you can see, it cleans up very nice. Looks nicer than when I picked it up, actually. The only two modifications I have done is I reached out to Badboy since I'm on the ambassador team, and we got the front plate dialed in from the new ZT Elite Limited. So this is laser cut with a color steel plate on the back instead of the normal black plate with a sticker, because that sticker kept getting, it was a mess. I think they should all come like that, but we were lucky enough to snag that from the folks at Badboy. Shout out to Nathan. Also, I mounted up a set of Harbor Freight off-road, I think they're called Road Shock lights, which are the flood pattern instead of the spot beam. But these things are like ride with Jesus when you're out in the late evening cutting, if you have to do that. Obviously, I don't cut at night all the time, but these are super nice to have anyway. Just a super stealth way to mount those. Super, super easy. But back to the maintenance video. So what you're going to need first off is obviously a way to collect the oil. So we got an oil pan, a funnel to put the oil in, a couple of used Home Depot boxes, a grease gun, and more importantly, we've got the items you're going to need to go ahead and do this. So I only use Badboy 10W30 for this Kawasaki powertrain. This is what they recommend, so this is what I use. Also, I had to go and source my own oil filter. I'm going to flash this part number up on the screen for you. This is the OEM Kawasaki oil filter that they recommend for this specific engine. And you're going to notice the theme here, guys. I only use Kawasaki OEM parts. I've got a replacement OEM filter. There's the part number as well. Really, really just good quality parts. Also, the fuel filter was a little bit trickier for me. I had to go on Amazon and find that right there. But again, nothing but the best here. That is the part number for that oil filter. I'm sorry, the fuel filter, genuine Kawasaki parts only on my mowers. Now, I will say the only pain in the ass part for me personally was where I live. I have to go to my Tractor Supply store to pick these two up. It takes 2 quarts, a quart a piece for that Kawasaki motor. I had to go to my local Lowe's to get this. and also the oil filter. And then I had to order this off Amazon. So kind of a pain in the ass, but I did save money from going on one of those mower shops online and ordering like a pre-made kit. Plus I wanted the original, and guys, I know Badboy doesn't manufacture oil, so I know this comes from somewhere else. Like I totally get that, but I want what's recommended by the manufacturer, and I want OEM parts on my mower only. All right, guys, so the first thing you're going to need to do, obviously, is, and I hope this is relaying on the GoPro here, but this is a 11/16 socket that fits our drain plug here perfectly. So you're going to get that messed up, but let's see if we can get you a clear angle. So we're going to get our wrench in there. Obviously, put this socket on, and we're going to break this bad boy loose. All right, guys, we got it. Broke loose. Sorry you missed that. We've got it loosened here. So we are going to remove the drain. This thing, it doesn't shoot out crazy fast, but you definitely want to be ready here. And I've got it vented up top. There we go. There is the oil. Perfect. Oil plug, nice and clean. And obviously you guys saw in the intro, we're going to be using 10W30 full synthetic, the recommended oil from Badboy. And what's funny is, it's so funny because like I work at a Toyota store and people call in all the time and say, now I want that Toyota oil. I want to use that Toyota oil. Well, obviously guys, Toyota doesn't manufacture oil. So we got to get it from a vendor. So obviously we use full synthetic, but it's just funny how people have in their mind that, you know, Toyotas only use Toyota oil, where guys think Badboy only uses Badboy oil. Well, Badboy doesn't make oil. So you just use what the recommended brand is that they rebottle and sell as oil. But just a little inside there. So that is draining perfectly. We're going to let that do its thing, and while that is doing its thing, we can go ahead and tackle the air filter here. The easiest way to do this is I have one of these little, I mean technically it's like a gunsmithing kit from Walmart, but I use it for all kinds of stuff, whether it's firearms or working on vehicles. A little $10 Winchester gun kit. This thing is worth its weight in physical gold, I am telling you. So what you want to do is I'm going to go down from the bottom with a flathead, and I'm going to release this clip here. Now what this is going to allow me to do is take this old air filter off and not have to excessively bend this 90-degree air hose. So I can go ahead and, in theory, let's see, put this down here. I'm going to work that back and forth, and that comes off just like that. So you can see here, guys, this gets pretty nasty. So obviously another great opportunity to do some cleaning while you're in there, because your air that goes in your engine is obviously going to be the life of your engine. So yeah, it's going to get dusty and dirty again. Obviously it's a mower, but for the time being, we're definitely going to be replacing this. So this is a thumb screw deal, not too bad, pretty easy. Going to back that out, and we're going to ease this air filter on out as well. So not super bad, honestly. This is the original OEM filter that was in here since I bought it, and I mean, it's not bad. Obviously, we'll compare it to the new one, but what I do post mowing every single time is I take a blower, open that compartment up, blow this thing out, get all the loose debris off, and it's always been efficient for me. So while we're doing that, wow, okay, so maybe I'm going to eat my words here. This is a whole lot cleaner than the old. Let me grab the old one just a second here. Yeah, so this even feels heavier than that one. So definitely a huge difference in what you're looking at here. This is the cleaner of the two. Obviously, this is the used one. I mean, it's a pretty drastic It's a pretty drastic difference, obviously. So now it seems like the way this was mounted, this seam was on the bottom since this was the top here, and I can tell by the way this was sitting in the slots, and it even has slots here, I guess. So this is going to be the top section of what we're putting in, and what I like to do is on all these new parts is I'm just going to go ahead and I make a note in my phone, but I also am going to write on here 6/1/23, so I know exactly when this was put on. And I'm going to go ahead and write the hours also. We are at 39.1, so let's go ahead and write 39 hours. 39 hours. So there's no doubt in your mind exactly what happened whenever you replace this. Just something to get in the habit of. I know this is a little excessive, but if you'd like to know and you don't know a year from now, you know exactly when you serviced your mower. So this was the install of the air filter. You've got the thumb screw, you've got the flathead. Take the hose all the way off, dust out inside that cavity there, signed and dated the end of the filter with the hours also. And you can see that we've got a brand new filter versus this nasty old one here. So there's the comparison, new versus old. Obviously a huge difference. This is the life of your motor, the heart of your mower. So make sure that you take care of it and that it breathes right. If you breathe good, you feel good, you work good, and that is done. Now is I'm going to remove the oil filter, the old filter, and there's really not a whole lot you can do except waste a crap ton of shop towels, because of this next part is pretty doggone nasty, and there's not a whole lot of other ways you can do this. So that is on there pretty good. I know because I installed it last, so you're going to need a fancy set of these Harbor Freight deals here. And let's go ahead and get this off. See how tight I got it on there last time. So all right, so that is that. Let's get this old thing off there. See what kind of oil we're dealing with. Yeah, that's grody right there, boy. There's the old oil filter. And we're gonna dump that out right here. Let that little hanger there work. It's magic. Wasn't too bad, wasn't as bad as I remember it being. Best practices for this is you wanna make sure that your parts number matches. So we're gonna take the old one and just verify. So we've got a 490650721, 490650721. So that is exactly what we want to see. And before we get the oil going, let's go ahead and get our Sharpie and let's write on here the, we're going to write it two places. We're going to write it here. We're going to go 6/1/23, and we're going to also write 39 hours. This thing only goes on hand tight. So take a little bit of that used oil, new oil, it doesn't matter. Get your seal all nice and wet, because that seal is what is going to hold on to. It's going to help it seal a lot better. It should spin on freely like that. And what you want to do is hand tighten this. You want to get it snug. It's on there, boy. And we will check for leaks whenever we get her to going. All right, boys. Now the plug is in. The new filter is in with a witness mark, and I also witness marked the plug. So just in case, this will be the second time I've serviced it. Knock on wood, have never had a leak. So we're cracking the seal on this 10W30 of Badboy's finest. It's a joke there, but we're going to make sure that we get all 2 quarts in here. We're just watching the funnel here just to make sure we don't get too much going in too fast, because it's not what you want. You don't want a mess everywhere. So being mindful of that. Once it gets down like that, you can go ahead and cap it off. We are going to reuse these for the disposing of the old oil. Get the seal broke on bottle numero dos. I'm going to go ahead and get this bottle going also. And you can see we are down to the last good golden bits here. And we're going to call that good. Cap this off. Before we test her on out. Now, if you will read this on this dipstick, it explicitly says, for correct oil level, do not turn cap on threads. And that is for a reason, guys. Do not turn the cap. So we're going to put this down in there, and we are reading full, as exactly I thought. Now, this is a cold engine, so we can check this again. But everything that I'm seeing, I like what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and reinstall our dipstick here. All right, now to the fuel filter. Now, this is definitely something I have not done yet, but I have wanted to do, which is the actual part number for a Kawasaki fuel filter. So my understanding is this is going to go this way oriented in the machine because the gas tank is flowing through to the engine. So I'm going to try to orient it that way where you can see the date. So I'm going to put, obviously, 6/1/23 and then 39 hours. The hardest way possible to get to, but luckily I have some needle nose. And I've tried to run this down to a good amount of gas. Now, obviously, you're going to lose some gas down there, which reminds me, I definitely want to make sure we get this going under here, because there's a lot of electrical stuff. And I mean, this is a mower, guys, so obviously gas gets spilled, but we just want to make sure and minimize what we're losing. And take note again of how the flow is, because that's exactly what we're going to have to replicate. Wow, if I could talk. Replicate when we put this bad boy in. So I'm going to lay him down here. There we go. Not so bad. So, out with the old and with the new, as they say. So, look at that. Just about as easy as you can. It couldn't be more easy. That was nuts. Okay. Need our pliers. Gonna go ahead and move the clips, and I think we've done it, so bear with us. Now, the last thing we are going to do is we are going to go around and do the grease fittings on this mower, which is very important. Definitely something you want to do annually, if not maybe twice annually. I do it annually. I think that's plenty for my application here. We're not doing anything more than, like we mentioned, just a couple yards. So we've got the grease gun ready to go. And the first zerk we're going to do is we're going to wipe off the excess from last cutting season, get all this nastiness out of here as best we can. And that way we've got something clean to push in here. So, the only thing I don't like about this grease gun is the actual fitting is a little tough to get on there. All right, so we are officially greased. And that one, you just want to make sure you're seeing good grease coming through to the other side. All right, so we'll see how this one takes grease. Hopefully a little bit easier. Easy enough. We've got a rear fitting with all kind of trash on there we're going to get off. A blower, and just kind of go from there. So that's what we've always done. All right, guys, that is basically it. We're going to go ahead and make sure, check our work. So we're going to go ahead and pull the choke out, crank this bad boy. And just like that. Single leak. There you have it, boys. That is the finished yearly annual maintenance breakdown for a 21 ZT Elite. Other applicable mowers with the Briggs, Kawasaki, you got the MZ Magnum, ZT Elites, Mavericks, all around the same intervals for service. So check out the other videos. If you want to see the light install, go check that out. If you want to see anything else, check out the channel. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.